Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Reigns Her Majesty. So I once again went to another walkthrough to just kind of try and have a better understanding. Unfortunately, in a quick search, it's not pointing me to something that would just tell me always swipe left or right for specific cards. Which I guess kind of makes sense since there is probably 1,000 cards in the game. But I think I did get a little bit of help. Unfortunately, I also took a pretty big break, so it's a new day and I probably forgot all the help I saw there. Anyways, so we'll just have to go forward here with the Age of Libra. The thing here that's weird in particular is that the dual pistol, you get a funny feeling in your soul. Yes, no, maybe I'm supposed to duel again. Maybe I'm just supposed to constantly duel this character, or maybe I've already dueled this character and just failed miserably. Like it seems like you can just keep on doing this. It also feels like, looking at the walkthroughs, yes. How brave you are to call a duel against your own dear spirit. Listen for the mother's voice and fire when you hear it. I'm ready. Wait. So now I can duel myself, and I guess maybe you just had to trigger it first before you could do this, so I probably hadn't done this before. But yeah, it looks like the original version of this game got some updates, and that might explain why it's so overly long now. Is that if it was half as complicated and had only 500 cards to start with, people would have probably enjoyed it a lot better and then come back 6 months with an update for new cards. Although, I don't know how many people really would want to come back to this game 6 months or a year later. Alright. The cold apparition is already at your back. Take your positions to duel. Signs of the everlasting air, signs of the richest earth, many turns the sacred wheel, many deaths and many rebirths. Step forward. Signs of water's gravity, signs of fire's ire. You cross the stars hundreds of times, and still you must aim higher. Step forward. Hidden in the garden maze, one of the great sacred crown. Follow the sun, my dear child, she says. The risk you took was great, my friend, and yet you've triumphed in the end. So, follow the sun is still definitely the main focus and goal of this game, and yet the game really isn't helping you with that. So if you just never figure out the idea of follow the sun, you'll never get anywhere. And honestly, I didn't figure it out. I had to click on a YouTube video to just hold my hand and explain what that means in the maze. And once we get to the maze, I'll explain it too. So now we have Rachel the Pure, and we've defeated our inner darkness. And so immediately we make some progress. We are the richest rulers of all time. Let's raise a jeweled carriage worth of the entire fortune. What? So there is an ending if this guy is dead that's different here. But there's no way around this. And so we died 2 years in, and I think that's just because I wanted you to realize that it was directly connected to seeing the All Mother again. My child, you have confronted your own lesser feelings and triumphs. I am proud. And again, we're having all the glitchiness. I can see the strain in your gaze, poor child. You would like to be free. You must become worthy of my crown. Then all men will tremble before you, and even nature will not contain you. With my divine finger I will write my own eternal name inside your book. And with that, we now have the Celestial Spellbook, which is not the, I think, final version of the spellbook. The All-Mother herself has marked your book. It's now dark with the sun and moon design. In the center of the labyrinth, call down the hour of the black sun, then we will meet again. But yeah, we should have accomplished this hours and hours ago. 2 to 3 hours ago. And it simply was a matter of just not getting to the fox on a cancer age. And that is going to drastically change people's experience. And here you can see, I think my experience is much closer to the average player's experience if you don't go and look at a walkthrough, if you don't get the hints, if you just don't get the right random draws. Inherently, I don't really enjoy randomness like a poker game. I don't enjoy the idea of like sitting around a poker tournament for 8 to 12 hours and just letting random cards fall. I don't mind an occasional Texas Hold'em type poker experience, but yeah, once it becomes work and once it becomes just repetitive and arduous, it's too much for me. And even this game probably also was trying to avoid that. I guess we'll be a Virgo this time. Do we have any new cards? Maybe a couple. And the portrait gallery is still weird because we still have 2 characters we haven't seen. See. Religious clashes at the bowling point. Proudly live a humble life for a worldly coin. He'll share its secret with the church. I'll pay, I guess. In his last position, the cardinal sold such discord to the royal family that the kingdom collapsed. I'll buy another. The only way to solve the cardinal sainthood test is with a Shelma Holy Bone. Good luck with that. I'll buy another. The church is secretly very afraid of the Lady Wood who entices people to worship the All-Mother. That's all I know for now. I'll whisper to you another day should you have that shameful currency. Just bless you. We'll go through poisoning. Let's go with leave here. Just trying to balance it. Articus de Croco, I beg you please take away his seat. Alright, sure. Curfew for hygiene and moral of the people. We'll go with no. So this book doesn't save us. So you still are going to have runs that are just randomly failures like that. Next we have Sagittarius. Okay. So we need to get rid of the Dark Omen path. But I feel like the way we probably need to do is just swipe right on things, particularly with the Dark Omen path, until we can go further. Absolutely not. A man in the snake mask cannot be allowed to join the holy house of nuns. What an insult. Fine. Can't you do something? Let's go. Can't you do something? Oh yes, you only need to sign this decree endorsing the massacre of all the blasphemer. That's too much. Let's see. Interested in a bit of magic. Let's just go with gotta go there. Yeah, it definitely feels like a lot of these have just wrong answers. Free wine, sure. And we will sell there. And in a funny way, it may just be easier to have these bad runs and move the signs forward, Capricorn, now, instead of trying to find specific, like, Capricorn pass or specific pass for each sign, because I'm not sure that those paths really matter too much. It may very well be the case that there are some memento moris that would unlock following specific paths, but maybe not. Actually, I don't think any of them do have anything to do with the astrological signs, but there might be some royal deeds. Several of these endings, such as the crone and the deathless, I now know are just rule for 60 years, rule for 200 years. I have no idea how you'd rule for 200 years. That seems pretty crazy. At that point, you would just have to be an expert at the game. Blessing of prosperity or fertility. Let's go with fertility. Then immediately have a baby. Young prince. Let me sleep. Let's go with she's cool. Hunt down the foul vampire. Should I bring him to me? Alive or dead? If I go alive, that lowers things. I need to lower things. 20th birthday. So throw a celebration. Don't tell anyone. Smile and the people will smile with you. Refuse. Interesting. Why did that increase things? No. Okay. Squinch. Interesting. Why am I in the zoo? All of a sudden. That seemed glitchy. And honestly, I think maybe the game is getting glitchier. Let's just use the local wineries. It's better for everyone. I'll go with yes there. Do I want to go on a date with this character? I think I'll just say no. There is one ending, actually, where you would date multiple people at the same time. That's the... What is this? Royal deed. The indefatigable... I don't even know what that word means, but apparently, yeah. So I guess we could use the perfume on the handmaid. You could use the perfume on the handmaid and then start different relationships there over and over again, and I should try that. Interesting, the celestial spellbook may just not work now. You need to find a different animal and figure out if that works. Otherwise, we've locked ourselves out of a pattern, and we may get the fog coming back, but not be able to do anything. Of course not. Save it. Buy more jewels. Diplomacy is strength. Let's be ruthless. Let's go with Let's be ruthless. It's worth considering orphans don't actually live long in this given. Shall we change the funding? I guess. Interesting. So stop funding orphans. New era of might. Good. Should we be gentle? Greet the King of the Northwest Isles. Guess we say yes there. Alright, go yes here. Scandalous Queen nearly kills us. Revenge. Let's go with no here. Go with what? I don't. The men in the snake mask had nothing to do with Dr. Marabou at all, but then why do they chant about the eclipse? Who knows? They're afraid. Dark shadows coming to block out the sun is because women are taking over the land. That's silly. It's true. Let's go with it's true. Snake Man is indignant. The doctor takes notes. The mines are open again. This is a special event specifically for this sign. And we have ore for our gear. Will you make a prayer for a dig site this year? Yes. Guess we say yes. The mine works collapsed. Oh, dark day. A pagan god has cursed the throne. Could I have some money? Say yes. I should apply for an art patronage. We'll go with no. I'm just saving my queen. Isn't it fair to invite all the noble families to your banquet, not just the rich ones? Let's go with yes. Or no. I don't know which one's gonna raise the church higher. Go with yes there. God, I must not shake the clavicle of St. Bones about like that. Such sacrilege. I must look away. Yes. No. Let's go with no. My queen, but I'm the king's close friend. Why must I sit by Baroness of Port Seed at the banquet? I'll rearrange it. Let's go with how dare you. The wine I donated to the banquet was not for Sir Cedric. Can we exclude him? I suppose. How old are you? This one asks for a lightning rod, and I say yes each time, and it doesn't seem to do anything, so I'll just say no. She tries to make her up, you end up having to replace the tower ceiling. So we're almost out of money. Decorate. Guess we go with yes there. And nothing saves us. So it definitely feels like we are just kind of like back to where we were before, where until we can either get the prompt for the maze or just work around the circle to cancer again, we can't really do much. And if we even did get to cancer specifically and found the fox and found the deer all-mother, that really would only give us a hint towards the next step that needs to happen. And there's like 3 more. Let's go with which lowers our church spices. Then we'll go thank you. Definitely an eclipse is coming. They're really afraid of the eclipse, even though they know what it is. Let's see what happens when we give this to her. The All-Mother herself has touched us. The writing is ancient. I can read eclipse and monument. And then we'll go yes. Help retaliate? Sure. Let's go with the romances here. Start romance here. Let's fight. Let's try that. Here, that. Let's go with OU. When it's good harvest, it's God's work. When it's a bad harvest, it's my fault. You can't win. Let's see what happens if we say switch religions. I think the King of the East doesn't like us. What should I do? Invite him hunting. Oh yeah, invite him hunting. I took good advice and invited the king hunting, but it was so awkward. How do I make friends? Be yourself. Do push-ups. I guess be yourself. I just can't seem to impress the Eastern King, but what if he's just as worried about impressing me? He is. You and your husband grow closer during the age of Aquarius? Interesting. Age of Aquarius, the star sign seems heathenous. It's odd that we're getting so many Aquarius paths cards there. Star sign seems heathenous. You better send your wayward maids to a nunnery. I guess we'll say yes on that one. When a man is haunted and mysterious, he is more justifiable, don't you think, my love? Totally. Weakness of the royal family. Get saved by that. Let's go ahead and say no to that. So interesting that we just saw the frog princess in her human form, but we've also seen her in the frog form in previous runs. The game is intentionally being a simulation in a simulation glitched at this point. Let's see, it's for the greater good. Okay, let's go with no on that one. If father dies, then I'll be the next king, right? No, I'll be queen. Let's go with no, I'll be queen. Could you just sign here? I can't get the king to do it. It's nothing important, don't worry. Yes, no. Let's go with no on that one. Let's see. I must taste royal blood, bite the king. Make sure to stay away from the royal bedchamber that night. It's their business. King has been attacked by a vampire and afflicted with fever. How could this happen? Let's go with... oh no. See what happens if we burn him. There we go. We've got now a different background. The afflicted king is immolated before you can turn, and you're forced to take the throne. So this is the first time we've unlocked potential endings on the memento mori that might end with the king being dead, which means we are now somewhat safe to get an ending if the gold is too high, but ideally our ending should be to go as long as possible. You basically have to kill the king because he's an idiot to get past a certain age, certain time of years. Rule without the king is now finished. And new cards Slay Queen have been added. I wonder if the new cards in particular also may have been updates to the game. So we're at 728 of now potentially 1,000 cards. The land has not been ruled by a queen alone for 1,000 years. How shall we honor you? Lavish fireworks. Sacrifice young men. So what if it's unorthodox? This is your kingdom now. Did you think the army would allow you to trample on this great land? Your cruelty killed our king. Now it's your turn. What? So, we are getting a different ending here. The army seizes control of the palace and strips you of your crown. You live out your days washing dishes. So the hope there, now that you've, for the first time, killed the king, is that those extra cards that have been added would make it a lot easier to kill the king in future runs. But I'm not sure that's really the case. Not until you can get the gun and just shoot him every time you see him. Excuse me as I drink some water there. Let's do one quick run more. Hopefully it's a quick run. You never really know. And this would be what symbol? Pisces? Earn 3 architectural works is now a goal. Govern the land at least 60 years and summon the eclipse. Patience, the widow died in disgrace, forever warning for proud children. Queen Gracia chose to strengthen ties with the West. She may not be welcome in their new land. Do you think nations that have warred in the past are destined to do so again? Let's go with no. Pay her to inspire peasants? Sure. She commissions drawings of herself to hand out to farmers. Be more charitable. Sure. Let's go with not important. Royal Zoo. Seeing the fox. Alright, so let's see if this works. And I guess it still does work on some animals, but not glitched animals or other scenarios. I'm honored among cows for my beauty and wisdom. Have you come seeking my insight? Yes, please. Got a brew in a bottle? Then it can be made stronger by one who knows the art. Tell me more. Offer 1 maximum per visit to cow coos. I have no idea. A brew in a bottle can be made strong by one who knows the art. How come you don't have a proper air yet? I'll try it harder. You'll poison me. I'm nothing like you. Is there another way? Forgive. Let's see what happens if we say no. Raise minks. Yes. Have an heir. Have a baby. It's a daughter. Let's raise it in the city. Royal wedding or church style royal. You need to raise the royal hedges higher to keep the spies and interlopes away from seeing the elite event. Do that. That's all. See. It's my calling and destiny. Don't care. The Lady of the Woods said you must duel yourself. Something about reflections. Oh, so the fox may give me new hints now. But we had already dueled ourselves. And I don't think we're even going to see the mirror prompts anymore. Which is kind of a shame because the mirror prompts were helping us. So if we do see the mirror, I almost assume it's going to be positive dialogue. New lines of positive dialogue from the mirror. Still giving me obvious bumps. Let's not send a wedding gift. Cardinal and the king don't seem to like each other. Shall I teach them herbal medicine? Let's see. Let's go seriously. Sign a truce. Don't you think? Well, should we be at war? I'm gonna say no. Right. Guard you from all costs. So here we do have the mirror back. It's a pleasure to have so many women envy you. Is it not? It's alright, admit it. Now it is no instead and yes. And so you have a light side in this mirror on the left and the dark side on the right. If you look at the face and think of it that way. So perhaps that is supposed to be more of a hint. According to the stars, great rains will fall in the ages. How, Your Highness, prepare. Let's build an ark. New golden age for the church now. Let's test you for sainthood. Let's see. So you can use the chicken bone / reliquary multiple times. Here's some science. Let's go with yes on that one. Chances of the rain this week are 46%. I'm 25% certain. Isn't science amazing? Let's go with yes. Anytime you go positive science, you're lowering your relationship to the church, which is weird. And then romance-wise, I think we should just say yes on everything. No on that one. The Explorer of yours is a waste of time. The road to heaven is only found to the church. Let's go with no on that one. Wow, the money now. Now. Let's see, why should I? It's still a no. Nothing here is gonna save you. There might be some tricks in which you can use the Celestial Book to raise your stats just a little bit and get you one more step forward. But yeah, you're not really gonna get too far on that trick. I'm surprised, frankly, that we've even made it this far. But there is definitely a problem in that I have not seen the right prompts to get the builder ending. We know the Deathless and Crone endings are by playing further, and playing further is just kind of going to be random. And then several of these other paths require other things, and I'd have to triple check and go back and see the walkthrough to figure out how to do it. We still have a significant amount of deaths that we just haven't accomplished. If we were to do and accomplish everything amongst the Royal Deeds, Memento Moris, and Portrait Galleries, you almost certainly would have all the achievements in this game, but I'm not sure I particularly care about that either. Like, it really is going to start coming down to just trying to finish the game and giving up any hope of doing some of these other things. because it's just taking too long. Like, I am more than happy at this point to only see 70% of this game and be done with it, instead of putting in an extra couple of hours, or potentially even 5 to 10 extra hours to see 100% of the game. And unfortunately, because of the way this game plays, we are just spinning in circles until we can get to the maze. And I'm going to become incredibly repetitive in saying that. Anyways, it's been 30 minutes, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.